Alright guys, so for today we're getting into something a little bit different. We're going on the wife's 2015 Land Rover Discovery Sport. It's got the 2-liter Ford EcoBoost in it, and it's had a coolant leak from the thermostat. Since I got it running, basically it kind of comes and goes, but yeah, it's definitely leaking. This is the type of thermostat it's got in it. It's a 3-bolt. See that guy? And looks like we're leaking right out of the top here, so may as well throw the new one in. Had to remove the entire intake manifold. You don't have to completely remove the intake manifold to get this done. You do have to unbolt it and at least get it out of the way. I decided to go ahead and completely remove mine because I'm also changing the throttle body on it. Had a couple codes for turbocharger under boost, and whenever I would see that code, you definitely couldn't hear the turbo, but it's got a brand new one in it. I just installed it. And the original owner, prior to me getting this thing in pieces, had the factory turbo removed. Sorry, it's definitely not me peeing, it's coolant draining. Had the factory turbo removed already, so I went ahead and bought a new one. Stuck that in, so I don't think we have a turbo issue. I also replaced the boost solenoid. Tried that for 75 bucks. That did not fix the problem. It did actually fix the overboost problem. So I don't know what I said before, but now we have an underboost issue. And what I was seeing on the highway while I was driving it with my live data pulling up on my scan tool was the throttle position. The TPS was reading way off. So just cruising, you know, maybe 10 to 15% throttle down the highway, that was showing right. I'd put down a little bit further, and it would jump all the way up to 80%. That was getting weird. Then I'd floor it, it'd go up to 5,000 RPM, like it wants to pull, but the throttle position sensor was reading at like 25 to 30. I'm like, that ain't right. You could pull over, reset the code, take off, and it'd be fine for a while. Until you gotta go climb another hill. My guess is it's anticipating boost and it's not getting what it wants. That's why I went with the boost solenoid valve. Didn't fix it. But the fact that those readings are so far off from what I'm actually putting to the pedal leads me to believe the TPS is bad, and the TPS is integrated into our throttle body, and yeah, for all intents and purposes it's not removable. Yeah, you can take it apart, but they sell them as an entire piece. This is the factory Ford one. There's the part numbers and stuff if you need to see it. You can take you a screenshot of those guys if it'll focus for you. But anyways, we are going with a cheaper version. Not ideal, but yeah, this is off of Amazon. Definitely not made in Germany. Definitely tell y'all where it's made. But yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. See if it works out. Hopefully it fixes the problem. But as I was going through this, ran into a bunch of small issues. Just disconnecting things that are just kind of weird, so I thought I'd make this video real quick just to save you guys the trouble when you're trying to remove the intake manifold and or the throttle body and this thermostat. So let's take a look at it. Alright, so the intake removal is fairly simple. You don't have to disconnect too much. This wire loom, just pull that out of those guys, set it up out of the way. We've got one vacuum line here. I believe that one just pulled out. Let me just bring the intake over so y'all can see exactly how she goes. We can reference this. Alright, so on the top, you only have to remove one hose clamp and this line right here. Another hose clamp for that one there. There's my hose clamp. And this third one, don't have to do anything because it's connected at the bottom of the intake there. This one was one of the most difficult ones. I tried to look up how to get the Ford red quick disconnects off and couldn't find anything. You can tug on this and it's not going to come off. What you got to do is hold this inner piece. I think I just held it with my finger, or you can get you a screwdriver. Hold this inner piece and tug on the tube. It comes right out. I guess as you pull on it, it actually engages the teeth, so it doesn't come out, on its own. That would be bad. This side we've got the map sensor. That's a fairly easy plug to disconnect. It's this guy right here, trying to stay out of the old light. That's a simple tab. Push down, pull it out. The worst one I had to deal with was getting the throttle body tube off of this pipe down here. All up in y'all's light, sorry. So I got that covered up because I'm about to take the thermostat off and I don't want a bunch of coolant going in it. But it's just a pipe. And yep, that's cool. That's exactly what I was going to show you guys, was that hose clamp. Throttle body sits in here oriented like this. So with this being the back of the car, looking forward. So your plug, it's on the back side. Makes it really nice, right? Oh, I'm wrong. It goes this way. Yeah. Alright. So now we're looking at the back of it. And that's your plug you got to get off. And then there's a hose clamp here. Mine was pointed. I don't know if it's all from the factory, but just to give you guys an idea. Okay. Hose clamp was set up like that. So access it from underneath. It was actually easier to get to this one higher up than it was the lower one, which is connected to that hard plastic tube. And the hard plastic tube has another connection on it, so that's just one less connection we had to take off by going up higher. So that's a 7mm. Good luck. It's going to be a chore to break it loose, and then I just put like a short stubby extension on my 7mm to get it the rest of the way out of there. So, and I put some tape on it so get some extra traction with my fingers, and just, yeah, I'm not going to say that. Used my fingers to get it off by hand, so that was easy. What else? This vacuum line on the back, another one of those easy ones. You just pinch it and pull. This connection was by far the hardest. So from underneath of the long flathead, stay focused, pull this red tab back that way, boop, and then yeah, just wiggle it and it should come out. It took a lot of wiggling to get mine out. Don't know why, but got it out without breaking anything. This is the line that goes to the red guy right there. This one just connects there, which I can just go ahead and put that back. That was just to give me some extra room to mess around with stuff. Quick disconnects, gotta love them. If you know how they work. If you don't, you'll break them. So that is the basic process of getting the intake manifold up and out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and clean mine, because what you're looking at there is a bunch of oil. It's pretty nasty. Can't see in those holes, can you? But anyways, I'm going to clean this up with some intake cleaner, and just ran to Walmart, got the basic stuff. Carbon intake cleaner. I've seen people use brake cleaner on them. Not a huge fan of using brake clean on plastics. I've melted plastics that way before, just, the chemical reaction. But I did get some brake parts cleaner, because while you're in there, one of those jobs, right? Take a look at your intake valves. You guys have probably seen all this kind of stuff before. But this engine is direct injection, meaning there is no fuel atomization going past our... Yeah, this doesn't work out too well. Let me see if I can get y'all a flash on the camera itself. No, that's just as terrible. Yep. Focus. Focus in the hole. Focus in the hole. Nope. Okay, cool. Well, it's pretty grimy down there. There you go. You can see it from further away. These are not that bad compared to some that I have seen. But what I went ahead and did was sprayed some brake clean. That'll loosen up the deposits in there. And yeah, just make sure intake valves are sealing correctly. It's one of the issues you have to deal with direct injection engines. Your intake valves are just always going to be dirty, and having this oil going back to the PCV system isn't doing us any favors. I'm going to see if maybe I have a bad PCV valve, or maybe that's just how these engines run. I am by no means a huge fan of Ford EcoBoost. This is my first one yet. They make power, they're reliable. For my minimal experience putting the turbo on and all that stuff, I don't like working on them. Not a fan. Just not. Give me my LS any day of the week. These little turbo motors are not fun. Like you can see, I got all this tape sitting on here that's keeping my wrist from getting cut up, because everything on this is hard plastic, sharp corners, and yeah, Ford engineers, they love us mechanics. Yeah, that's basically it. The reason I went ahead and drained the coolant rather than just letting it come out here is because what you can see right below there is my alternator. I don't want to go replacing that anytime soon. It works. Let's not break it any worse than we have to. I don't want a bunch of coolant leaking all over it and screwing that up. So I'm probably still going to go ahead and grab another bag or something, because we are going to, of course, leak something. Stick it over the alternator, just make sure we don't get it any more wet than absolutely necessary. Alright, so the reason we took this hose loose off the radiator rather than draining through the petcock down there is because I opened the petcock and nothing came out. So that's nice. I don't even know if you guys can see it from here. Nope. Okay. If we can focus and see it way down here. Nope, don't focus on me. See that guy right in the middle? Just facing up and down? That's your petcock. We're right there. Nope, can't have light and point at the same time. Right there. That's petcock. It's a 90-degree turn. I turned it 90 degrees, nothing came out, so decided to do the next best thing. And that was remove the radiator hose, which also wasn't that fun. It's just got one of these clips on it. You shouldn't have to take the clip all the way out. You simply stick a small flathead screwdriver in this portion of it and pull it this way, and it should remain on the hose, and you should be able to get it off. Like everything else on this car, everything's tight as shit. Don't think anything has really been apart. It's got only 80,000 miles on it. But yeah, it wasn't coming off, so I just removed this completely. It goes right back on, super easy. Just wanted to make sure that wasn't our snag. That's off. Drained the coolant. Made a nice mess under there. Whatever. Clean it up. Make sure the dogs don't drink it. That's basically it. So, yep. Now we're going to actually get to removing the thermostat. To give us a little bit more room, decided to use some of my nice bright colored zip ties that you never want to leave on the car because they're ugly. But using those colors is a good reminder to, hey, these are not permanent. Go ahead and cut them off. They're just here for keeping stuff out of the way. So we've got our 3 8mm bolts holding our thermostat on. Y'all can't see nothing because this light's up there. There you go. So 3 bolts, one's rusty, probably means it's been leaking for a while. But my leak is right on top there, you can see it. Yep, it leaks when it wants to, and sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But covered our alternator with a Ziploc bag just to keep the water out of it. Now time to pull both these hoses off, pull the thermostat, put the new one in. Alright, old thermostat pulled out. See some green marks on it. I don't know, is that a Land Rover factory? You tell me. Probably. Nice little barcode on it. Looks like somebody had a little art project here. Anyway, long story short, that was definitely our leak. It's all wet up here. And if you look at it, you can tell the gasket, or the O-ring, is flattened right in that spot. So, that's just something that happens over time. Gaskets get flat, worn out. You can see it's in a couple places around here, actually. Just going to make sure the mating surface down there is nice and clean. And then we'll go ahead and stick the new one in. Alright, so it's the next morning, and we're going to have to break this video into 2 pieces. So first half's going to be removal of everything. Second half's going to be tossing the new throttle body in. That's because in this hand I have the wrong throttle body. This is the old one. See if you can spot the difference. Yep, so if you look at the flange, top of this one, up near the motor, and the flange here, this flange is much closer to the motor than this one. This one will not even bolt up to the intake manifold. So this one's getting boxed up, sent back. Ordered this one off of Amazon for about 60 bucks. Get what you pay for, right? Send the wrong one, or else this is just made for a different model. It said it was for a 15 Discovery Sport 2-liter turbo. Nope, it's not. So unless I got an engine swap, which I doubt, because I did find the right one on several pages. Going through eBay, Amazon, all that stuff, I did find the correct throttle body that had pictures that matched this one exactly. And they weren't going to be here for like another 2 weeks. Wife needs to have a car to drive. I got to get this thing fixed quick. And not quick enough to where I need to run to the dealer and see if I can get stolen for, you know, 600 bucks. That ain't going to happen. But I did cruise over to Rock Auto and found the correct replacement for $200 shipped. Added like $11 to have it shipped in 4 days. So it is what it is. It'll be here on the 10th. And yeah, we'll get this thing in and continue the video with part 2. Thanks for watching.